floor speech on them right now. Yeah.
Well, you know, and frankly, I think that John McCain was partially to blame for that because he was very outspoken, that he disagreed with the president in certain areas and wasn't too courteous about it. So, yes, one thing about John McCain and the president, they're both very strong-willed people, so I think that was a natural.
I do. I'm glad they put them back at half-mast. I think it's appropriate for a man of John's stature. And look, I mean, we had our disagreements on some issues like health care. We just disagreed, but I don't know anybody up here that didn't respect him. You had to respect the guy. He was genuine. He was what he was.
One of the things that always impressed me about John, about Senator McCain, was that he didn't let it get under his skin when people were petty. And I think history will judge Senator McCain very well for the ways in which he was able to work across the aisle and to reconcile with former opponents. And I just think we should all follow that example.
The Russell Building for McCain.
Senator McCain dedicated his life to serving the United States, and the majority of his service to our country was here in the United States Senate. His office was in the Russell Senate Office Building, and he's someone who fought tirelessly for the institution of the Senate. I think it would be a completely appropriate way for us to remember Senator McCain's sacrifice and service, to rename the office building in which he served for so long after him.
Why are we blocking? Why are we blocking? Yeah, why are we blocking the hallway?
Well, at the last telling, the flag has now been lowered to half staff, which is completely appropriate. We have to recognize a lifetime of service to the nation, and it is fitting and proper that the flags be lowered in his memory until he is interned at the Naval Academy.
Senator King.
Yeah. Well, it's a great tragedy and a real loss for this body, and I think we're going to spend a lot of time this week telling McCain stories. We all have a lot of them. He was enormously helpful to me in the aftermath of the 2016 election. He was the first of the 100 senators to seek me out when I came back to the Senate. After we lost that race, and he said, "Tim, you and me were the only two people out of this group of 100 who've been on a national ticket and lost, and what you need to do is get right back to work. This is my first day back." And I said, "Well, look, here I am." I think the building names can change over time. I think that's certainly appropriate. That's the way I treated these issues when I was a mayor of Richmond or governor of Virginia. But I can't think of a person whose name and record and example would be more of a everyday motivation for an institution like this than to have the building named after John.
I went to see him on Thursday, the day before he passed. I was able to be there with his family. Obviously, this was near the end, so it was a tough time for him, but I certainly expressed to him my appreciation for all that he's done for the country and has personally done for me. So it was a sweet time.
It is.